I'm here with State Senator Dennis Bradley from the city of Bridgeport. Senator, you're a freshman member in the Connecticut Senate. You're a new voice, but you're one of many new voices. Do you think you're being listened to right now, or do you think it's that older guard of voices that's kind of taking the lead?
I have an immense amount of respect for our leadership, for our President Pro Temp, Looney, who's been doing a great job, Bob, who's been doing a great job as our majority leader. I made, I think, a very bold statement when I was sworn into office in terms of what are my priorities, and I know who put me in public office. It's the people of Bridgeport and Stratford. I have a duty to them to make sure I do the utmost by them. I have a duty to the people who reside in the state of Connecticut. So we have to work together, and I think we will. I think leadership is looking at the younger class that are coming in, a bunch of us. But I will not allow my voice to be silenced, because it's not my voice. It's the people's voice of the 23rd District.
Do you think on some of these, the big gambling issues where you have a major stake in all this, are the people of Bridgeport saying to you, we need to have sports gambling and we need to have a casino? Do you look at that as an instant way to get people employed? Absolutely.
It's an instant way to get people employed, but more than anything else, Bridgeport is a city that's on the move, right? And we're going to get there. It might take 20 years, 30 years to get there. What this casino does, it's a promise fulfilled, because we've been talking about it since the 70s. So it's a leapfrog of getting us there, hopefully in the next 10 years or 5 years.
In Atlanta Steady Habits, a Steady Habits been talking about casino in Bridgeport. Nothing's ever happened.
Of course, right. And it's heartbreaking. So what it is, it's a morale booster. It's a perception changer. It allows us to be what we are, right? Park City. The land where people can come and play and have a good time and be safe and enjoy all the beauties and wonders we have to offer.
You said earlier, we're talking about some of the different revenue ideas, how you're trying to keep as much money in your residents' pockets as possible. The governor's proposed over $1 billion in tax increases, mainly through the sales tax exemption, changing that. Wouldn't that hit a lot of your folks hard?
A whole lot. And as a practicing member here, a member of the bar, we hear people who are talking about 7% increase in
legal services.
In legal services. So things like that just don't make any sense. And I haven't had an opportunity to speak to the governor and have him understand the urban blue-collar perspective of the things that he's proposing. You know, some of the things he said, obviously, he retracted when he talked about sales tax on groceries and things of that nature. We have to be sensible of what's happening in our urban cities, because if we don't put resources there and find innovative ways to strengthen them, we're always going to be a state that's behind the 8 ball.
So is it taxing the wealthy, you think? Those neighbors of yours in Fairfield and Reading?
No, I don't think it's a tax. I think it's what I was saying earlier. It's about finding private industry that's willing to come to the state of Connecticut and invest their dollars and being able to then generate taxes because of that industry. I think it's ways of being less restrictive, not more restrictive. That doesn't sound like the Democratic platform, but we have to look at things that work. We have to do something different to make ourselves innovative.
But a company's not going to come in just tomorrow. I mean, that's going to take years. So then, so what do you do in the short term?
So listen, we had a huge opportunity the other day when Amazon was set to be was set to be in Long Island and set to be in New York, and they pulled out because there were people who were protesting for that. We need to be aggressive about those opportunities and say, hey, we're willing to do tax cut. We're willing to give whatever incentives are in your way. We're willing to make sure your permitting and your processes that you need to do to build this new industry are streamlined for you. If we become aggressive and bringing in business, I think it'll make a huge difference.
What you're saying sounds like a different kind of a Democrat, because it was Democrats that sunk that deal.
Absolutely. And I think it's sad, right, when we're penny wise and pound foolish. They had a huge opportunity in New York to bring in a company that pays well, that creates upward mobility, that gives people the honor and prestige that they need by working for such a globally recognized company. And here we are right next door to them, literally like 30, 40 minutes away from where they were proposing it, and we didn't see an aggressive pitch. I want to make sure that leadership, including myself, become more aggressive in making sure those companies say, hey, why not Connecticut? Why not Bridgeport?
State Senator Dennis Bradley, thank you so much. Join us 10 a.m. Face the Facts with Max Reiss every Sunday on NBC Connecticut. Thanks for checking out Face the Facts with Max Reiss on YouTube. If you want more politics in your feed, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified whenever there's a new video.